Welcome, my friends, to the first episode of Connect Your Speech. And actually, in this episode, we're going to talk about the first feature of connected speech in English language. We're going to talk about assimilation. Now, what do we mean exactly by assimilation? Assimilation actually is changing a sound so that it becomes similar to another sound. And when it becomes similar to another sound, it becomes easier to connect your speech. It becomes easier to speak faster. Right. Now, and the tendency that we're going to talk about today is the se plus ya tendency. And usually, when a word ends in the sound se, meets another word starting with the sound ye, the outcome is changing the sound se into the sound she. So first, let's talk about these sounds. Now, the sound se is a fricative sound. And when I say fricative, I mean by that organs of speech come closer to one another so that they leave a very narrow passage for the air to go through. And because of this, when the air is leaving out, it makes a friction. So listen to this. That's a friction. Right. Now, this is the manner of how the sound se is articulated. But what about the place of articulation? Actually, the sound se comes from here. And this part is called the alveolar ridge. And because of this, the se sound is an alveolar sound, where the tongue comes close to the back of the upper teeth. So again, the manner of articulation of the sound se is fricative, and the place of articulation is the alveolar ridge, so it's an alveolar sound. And when it comes to energy, it's actually a voiceless sound, where the vocal cords do not vibrate when we're pronouncing it. And in order to clarify this, try to compare the se sound to the z sound. So you say s, and try to touch this area here where you have your vocal cords. So you've got s, and compare it with z. So with the z sound, you feel that there is a kind of a vibration. So now the sound se is a fricative sound, alveolar sound, and voiceless sound. Now let's move to the sound ye, because that is the other part of the tendency. And the sound ye is an approximant sound. That's how it is pronounced. And when we say an approximant, we mean by this that it is a sound that falls between fricative sounds and vowels. Why? Because the organs of speech, they come closer, but not close enough to produce a friction. And that makes it fall in this category between fricatives and vowels. Now, when it comes to the place of articulation, the ye sound actually comes from the palate. It's a palatal sound. And as you see in the picture, this is where in the organs of speech diagram, this is where palatal sounds are made. Now, also the ye sound, when it comes to energy, it's a voiced sound. So my friends, now we have two sounds meeting each other. We've got the se sound that comes from the alveolar ridge. That is a fricative sound. That is a voiceless sound. Meeting the ye sound, that is an approximant sound, a palatal sound, a voice sound. Now look at this. So usually when they come together, the se sound is changed into a she sound. Now someone might say shadi, and why she sound? And I'll say because the she sound is a voiceless sound. So in energy, it is similar to the se sound. And also, it is a post-alveolar sound. So in terms of the place of articulation, it is closer to the palate. It falls between the alveolar sounds and the palatal sounds. It's a post-alveolar sound. So it comes closer to the sound place of articulation. Not only that, also the sh sound is a fricative sound like the se sound. And this is why a lot of native speakers, when they connect their speech, when they have a se meeting a yes sound, they turn the se sound into a sh sound. So let me give you a very strong example of this tendency and the very simple question, what's your name? Now I'm saying it, what's your name, is because this is disconnected now. If I want to connect it and quickly, I can say, what's your name? What's your name? What's your name?
What? Yeah, watch. What's your name? Brandy.
So as you said, it's a sh sound. Let's go to a British speaker.
Apprentices, what's your name?
Olivia. Adam.
Well, Mistress Olivia and...
Okay, again, it's happening. Let's go to an Australian speaker.
First question, nice and simple. What's your name?
Joe.
Madeleine.
Matt.
And it's happening again. Now let me give you another example, which is saying, I miss you. Now some native speakers would say it in connected speech like, I miss you. So they're going to change the se sound into a sh sound, because you starts with a yes sound. And it happens. Yes, we're not claiming that all native speakers would do that, but many do it. Let's listen to an American speaker.
Just look at him, tell him I love him, I miss you, Dad, you know, give him a hug.
Yeah, I miss my dad as well. Right, now, another example is go to a British speaker.
Was it, baby, I miss you?
Oh yeah, I would love to say that to my wife as well. I miss you. Right, okay. Let's go to an Australian speaker.
And my photo is going to be a postcard saying I miss you, I love you, I want you.
Lots of love. I miss you, I want you. Okay, wonderful. Right, now, let's go to another example. This young man. You can say it? This young man. This young man. Right? Quickly connect this speech, you can do that. Let's listen to an American speaker.
And from the crowd emerged this young man, Scott Haynes.
Oh, this young man. Let's listen to a British speaker.
Something about the character and personality of this young woman.
Oh, this young woman, eh? Right, let's listen to an Australian speaker.
The great thing is after a whole year, this young man lost 30 kilos.
That sounds like music to me. Someone losing 30 kilos. That sounds like music. Okay, so my friends, the tendency we talked about today in the first episode of Connect Your Speech is the tendency of the se sound meeting the s sound and then changing the se sound to become a sh sound. So my friends, all I want to say before the end of this episode is God bless you. Oh, did I say bless you? Yeah, originally it was bless you, but that's also another example. Thank you so much. See you, my friends.